Welcome to the Moto Academy Members Podcast. I'm Christian Gelauw, and in every episode I interview a member of the TMA community. Whether you're a member or simply curious about the world of motocross, these are the stories that inspire and unite us. Episode 8, Part 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another Members Podcast. In this podcast, I have a special guest. His name is Alex Panda, and he is born 3 July 1989. He's living in Yeovil, I hope that I pronounce it, UK, and that is for me a little bit, let's say, southwest. All right, here he is. Oh, where is he? Where is he? Oh no, pressing the wrong button, of course. Yeah, there he is.
Hi.
Hey, welcome. Now,
Hello.
it is not that we talk for the first time, but the people that are watching this do not know that. But
Oh no, we've definitely never spoken before.
no, we never did that before. No. That's the funny thing, eh? That is, the nice thing is, I think that is the possibility with the app. You get in contact with persons all around the world, all of a sudden. And I also see that we both have a hobby and we can help each other. Why not? I mean,
Yeah.
and we already use this meeting room that we're in for exchanging some information. That is just also good to know for the other people.
It's been very good.
Yes. So I always prepare some questions, and we're going to flip the card with the questions, and we start first with some general questions, and it always starts with, okay, where do you live? And for that, I prepare always a map of the world a little bit, so that the rest of the world can also see a little bit where we are located. So in this picture, we are somewhere there in the middle of this map. And Bert, in the last meeting, he explained to me that this is more a map where they show the hours in time. Because somewhere in, how is that called in England?
Yeah.
There's the zero, eh?
Yeah. Is it Greenwich Mean Time?
Yeah, Greenwich, huh? Yeah, exactly. And so for us, we have to a little bit zoom in here in this area. So that's what I did on this one. I think we can I can show our faces here. So this is a little bit zoomed in Europe, so to say. And
I like the fact that the UK in that is nearly as tall as France, and it is nowhere near the size of France.
No? Oh yeah, that's I understand a little bit what you mean, but well, this is, as you see, this is a free world map. I cannot judge a free map.
It's all the maps. They're all the same.
So what I did was just typed in where you are located and where I'm located. I put a line in there, and Google Maps said to me, okay, 631 kilometers or 392 miles, or a roughly 7 to 8 hours drive. Now it's probably more 10 hours because you have to have some breaks.
I see. Look, yeah, that's doable now. That's the weekend drive.
Well, in theory, yes, but you do know what it costs to cross, huh?
Yeah, it's I definitely know what it costs to cross at the moment with the 2K.
Exactly. So that is not so cheap to cross.
No.
And I have to remind myself when I come over next year that I have to indeed sort of get a visa or something nowadays.
I'm not too sure, in all honesty.
Because it used to be the EU, but now
I still think, because we don't do visas to travel into the EU.
Oh, no?
No.
Okay, because I thought I had to do something extra nowadays to get to England.
No, I know the rules are just they're just in the process of changing them. So I think we now have to do biometrics to come in to Europe now.
Okay. Oh,
But
something like that.
apart from that, I don't think we actually do anything different.
Now,
So
that is good to hear. That is good to hear. Now, okay, so well, what you say, it is doable. As a lot of my podcast, I'm thousands kilometers away
yeah,
from people, but this time it's sort of well, it's not that I would go drive on a Sunday to you all of a sudden, but it is sort of doable, right? Okay. Now let's immediately jump a little bit into the next question. Um, let's see if he wants to do that. Of course not. Why not? I don't know. My button is not working. Why not? Like this. The first question is a little bit, yeah, can you tell me a little bit about your family composition? And you also provided some photos for me. I put it on one slide here. Zip. Oh, it went like this. Oh, and that just fits our faces there.
yeah,
That was by accident. But this
that's
is
good.
a pretty recent photo or not?
That was from September this year at Farley Vet.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And the dogs was from my trip because I packed the dogs in the bag,
In the back, yeah.
as
That,
everybody saw in the app.
that is really a funny picture indeed. And it's also, they really look like, yeah, we're sitting good here.
Yeah, they were happy.
Yeah.
They're happy. Any attention, they're happy. So,
And is it, by the way, are they really happy when you came back? Is that a thing
oh
that
yeah,
if you go a few days
every
away?
day, every day, they're really happy when you come back.
Ah, exactly. So,
They're absolutely in love with what they're. As soon as you walk through the door, and anybody who walks through the door, they're straight, tails wagging, sniffing. They're just so happy to see everybody.
yes. Ah, that's nice. And the lovely
And my
girl next to
wife,
you?
yeah, my wife Lindsay,
Lindsay.
and
Okay.
she's not here. She's gone out for a little bit. So and
Good for her.
I think because because she knew I was doing this, she was like, "I'll go out for a bit."
Do not
So
want to be around.
she's popped out, but yeah, she's really supportive with the bikes.
Cool.
A
So,
little too supportive sometimes. She would say, but yeah, she's really supportive. She comes and
oh,
loves loves it. She hangs over the fence, and not just for me. If we go to like the GPs to watch, she gets fully immersed in the whole experience.
yeah, you were telling that also in an app to me, saying, "Oh, she will be around." Was because I was telling my
Yeah,
wife, well, she doesn't want to be around if I go to the track,
no,
and
no, she'll be. She at the moment we're in sort of discussion to whether it's both like the whole week or whether it's just like a few days, and she saves some holiday for other stuff. But she's
yeah,
at the moment she's booked for the whole week.
okay,
So, but she has the she will have her own car. So whether she chooses to escape with
yes,
other people and go and do something different, I don't know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
she also enjoys photographing. So if she's
okay.
there, she'll probably have the camera out.
Yeah, because I asked my wife to come because yeah, let's be honest, if I go to the UK and if I would, let's not hope for that,
Yeah,
but
it's
if I
not a
would
short
make a
trip if
crash or
you.
do something, then it's really handy if somebody's around. And also, also for me, as I said, yeah, you have to bring all your stuff, and
Mm,
it's quite some trip, taking all
yeah,
the stuff, quite some money. I said, well, can we not make it into a holiday? So I added the week after,
yeah,
and she was also a little bit like, yeah, what am I going to do then that first week? But she figured out she was going to do stuff. I don't know exactly what yet, but she was taking care of that herself. She says, "Yeah, I'm going to do something over there. Don't worry." And
It's a lovely. It's a Fradden's obviously not
yeah,
far from Newquay, and it's a lovely part, very surf
yeah,
orientated. But yeah,
I,
it's a nice part of the UK.
yeah, I thought, well, good for you. Yeah.
Sure, she can find a spa to have a pamper.
Exactly, something like that. No, she was telling, I don't know, she even started talking about doing surf lessons. I was like, are you sure? Okay. Yeah, it's possible there. Do it. I mean, why
I'm
not?
going to see if I can get Ethan and Jamie to come and do a cold plunge in the sea one night after the after riding. I reckon
Is
that'll
it
be.
cold?
It's never. It probably in August it'll be bearable, but the
Yeah,
UK's the sea in the UK is
cold, huh?
it's not the warmest at any point in time.
No, exactly. That is what I thought as well. Because in August in the Netherlands, I think I could swim the sea. That's no problem.
Yeah,
It will be a little bit chilly, but if we already have quite some warm days, most of
yeah,
the time it is doable. But on your end, of course, yeah, there's way more water, so it will stay cold, I
yeah. We
guess.
got. I think October is sort of when you even though you're sort of coming into the winter months, October's around when the water is at its warmest. It's almost had like the whole summer to,
Yeah.
and then it after October's September October is at its warmest.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, and because the water has to heat up a little bit.
Yeah,
But yeah, I also do not know how the shore is, but I guess that it goes deeper faster than here in the Netherlands, because yeah, it goes down and then it goes up again for UK, so there's less water. Simple as that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's have look at the other end of the card. Wait, is it not working? I have no idea. Why is my focus not working? Let me see what's happening. It's just way easier if these buttons work. No, that is. He doesn't want to do that. So, yeah, we all have to work. At least
Yes.
quite a number of us have to work to earn something, had to even live, and also, of course, to earn money for buying motors.
Yeah, we worked to pay AJ's bills so AJ can ride, and
Exactly.
AJ works so we can be in the app.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit the thing. Yeah, okay. But that's life, huh? That is always like that, I would say. And I think we should we should do our best, huh, from our side that AJ wants to pay us for doing something. Huh? So
Yeah.
that is on us to work on this. So hey, we're doing a podcast here. Yeah, really professional, so that's very good already. Hey, but what do you do for work?
I'm a maintenance engineer at at Leonardo Helicopters.
Whoa. Okay.
So I'm on the plant maintenance. So I work on the machines, but obviously we make helicopters. So I put in.
So you have given this photos indeed. So these
Mm,
are the things that you work on indeed.
yeah, well, I don't work on them. I work on all of the plant that makes all of the bits that go into these helicopters.
Oh, exactly. So
So I'm pointing at the screen, but I do the spin towers for the blade balancing. I look after those, which are in, so all of those helicopters, obviously,
mhm,
for the blades.
yeah.
Um, I work on those, and I work on
But
the CNC machines as well that do the gearboxes and other bits and pieces.
okay, so you have to also indeed control the CNC machines. Okay, but you
So,
say so you're in a company that creates the parts.
yeah, they build the helicopters.
Okay, so and you're part of, let's say, a small part
Uh,
out of the whole process then.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, I look after the plant.
Yeah,
So any like so presses, CNCs.
yeah.
Um, we don't do tooling. yeah, anything that makes something
Yeah.
for a helicopter, we look after.
Okay, but you do see the helicopter in one piece at some point or not?
Yeah, we have what they call a final assembly line and a flight line. So
Ah,
there's a flight shed. So today, the orange and white one,
oh, yeah,
in the picture,
yeah,
they had one of those running on the helipad today.
cool.
So they had one of those. The top right is our latest medium roll helicopter that they are
Hmm.
trying to get the UK government to take on.
Okay,
And
exactly.
the top left is the Wildcat, which is an attack helicopter.
Yeah, that's clear. That is,
And bottom right is inside the bottom left.
yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, of course. That I was thinking indeed that must be the inside of one of these
Yeah. Yeah,
helicopters indeed.
the reason I selected the search and rescue over the Navy
Yeah,
version of the 101
yeah.
is because I really like the white and orange paint.
Yeah, it's
I,
cool
I,
indeed.
I that orange is really vibrant and it's really cool.
Yeah, you can already see it in this photo.
Yeah,
Only the orange is sticking out, so to say, indeed. So that must be also in reality. That's nice. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Um, but it pays well then.
yeah, not too bad.
Ah, good.
Not too bad at all. It's one of the better opportunities within the
Cool.
UK and the southwest.
And now the button is working. You see that? That's good because it's quite, of course. Um, how do you say that? Now I'm struggling for words. Sorry. So
In the
the volume is maybe not that high, but the amount of money involved with one of
Oh
a
yeah,
helicopter is high.
they're a few million quid for a helicopter.
Exactly. Yeah, that must be. Yeah. Yeah. And then what you said also, all these helicopters they have maintenance again, so it's again
Yeah,
a lot of money.
yeah, and it's not like your car that you can just drive and drive and drive. It's like they have hour schedules.
Yeah.
So every so many like hours,
Yeah.
it'll have maintenance. But that's
And
everything down from us to our competitors. Everybody, all of the planes that we travel on for air travel, the
mhm.
lot, they'll all have set hour points that they have to be
So
serviced and scheduled for.
yeah, exactly. So for such a helicopter, what wears out the first?
I don't actually know.
Oh, okay.
It's I am the geeky person that gets when I see them round sight, I get all excited seeing them flying about,
Yeah.
but I don't because I don't work in the areas that they are like
Okay.
the
Yeah.
I don't actually get to. I go into the areas where they make the components, but it's very irregular that I go into the assembly lines because we generally don't have that much planned for us to look after. It's mostly airlines and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look at what the next question is. We saw it coming by already because the button was now working. So I always have the music question in here, and there is always the first question: uh, do you have something with music on the side of playing music or listening to music? Well, I think everybody has something with listening to music, unless you're
Uh,
deaf. But
I can promise you that my musical talents fall short at bad singing in the shower, and that's about it.
yeah, but
That
that
that's that is the level of
but that is good. That is more than good enough. It means that you can enjoy the music. That is
yeah,
what it is, right? You did share with me a list.
yeah,
I think that is this one. Oh, our
yeah,
face is a little bit in the way, but this is from your Spotify. I see, yeah. So the
yeah,
top five I see, or not? Top
yeah. So no,
artist, top.
top two are metal bands, three and four are country,
Okay,
five is dance. So yeah,
yeah,
there's
Swedish House
it's
Mafia, or not?
an eclectic mix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
now that is really really cool. I would say, yeah. I always find it, yeah. I find it nice if a person can enjoy a wide variety. So
there's I always find it really entertaining when you somebody will get in the car with me and they're like, I'm like, right, I listen to a lot of music. Like, what do you like? And oh, I like anything. And you're like,
yeah, yeah.
anything. They're like, yeah, anything. And I'll put something on. And they're like, not that.
Now that
It's like, then you don't like anything, do you? It's like, I like this. So it's normally shouty. Well, as the local motocross shop calls it, it's normally shouty devil music that people don't really appreciate.
that is true. Yeah,
So
that is true. Yeah. I had a discussion with Bert also about making YouTube videos. That was also going on a little bit in the background, and he was also saying, it feels like that people in motocross only like the sound of the two-stroke, or it is heavy metal.
yeah,
You cannot put something on other on top
I
of it.
like both.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But it was a little bit funny because he put a sort of poppy song on top of it, and no, there was no interest into the video anymore. Some
I get like as silly as it sounds like I go back and watch like stuff like Crusty Demons of Dirt, and you go back and watch the old clips now that are obviously modernized and put onto Instagram and Facebook and stuff.
yeah,
And I get really upset that they play music because obviously all the bikes back then were two strokes.
yeah,
And I'm like, I want to hear the bike.
yeah. Don't hit a bike. Yeah,
but in my head, I'm sat there going, I bet you if I watched like if it music plays over a four stroke now, I'm not that worried. But I bet you if it all goes electric, I'll be sat there in years to come going, I want to hear the four stroke.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. That is the case, with a video. Hey, let's dive into a big thing. You told me already that
Yeah,
you're really a fan of
that is the
this.
big that has been more consistent than motocross in my life.
And is if you say it in that way, is that because it is more easy accessible, or
Now as an adult, yeah, I would say it's definitely more like I can go and ride trails I could go and ride trails every day
yeah,
here, whereas like you can't do that motocross or
exactly.
realistically. There are a few that can in the UK that have got opportunities to ride tracks, but yeah, no, mountain biking's a lot more accessible, and especially there's a really quite a good scene popping up for bike parks. There's a lot of bike parks around the UK now that are really good.
Yeah,
So
I can imagine, because UK has quite some woods as well, and
yeah,
green ground, so you can make nice tracks. I
yeah,
also see that here in the Netherlands. That is my friend, which I used to ride motocross with a lot. He's now also way more into the, yeah, cycling,
yeah,
and he has an electric mountain bike.
yeah. I now ride e-bikes because and everyone's like, oh, it's cheating, but
Well,
well,
why?
then you're getting less of that now. But I just enjoy the fact that I can go and have 3 hours
Yeah,
and I get to do loads more downhill because the e motor doesn't where I'm not getting worn out trying to ride back up the
back
hill.
up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's
So
no.
yeah, I'll go and spend so probably an hour's drive from me
Oh.
is Puddle Town, and we'll go and spend 3 hours at Puddle Town.
Yeah, but let's be honest, it is way less preparation. Probably you have a few clothes that you
Yeah,
put on your helmet, and now what is it? A few gloves, and you put that car somewhere in your car or behind your car or whatever, where you put it, and
yeah,
you're off. And also, I think it is way more accepted by, let's say, the average people around you,
Yeah,
that people just drive around on bikes, right?
it it's the
So
big thing is less invasive because of the noise. They
yeah,
don't make
exactly. Yeah,
noise. You do get some
yeah,
people in the woods that are not very happy with you being there,
yeah. But
but
if it is
you
a
they're walking, so you just leave them behind.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I think especially if they have a special trail for you there, then they should not complain. I mean, it's there, especially made to go with your bike,
Yeah.
right? Hey, you sent me some real cool images, so we're going to have a look at that. Zip. Here we go. And yeah, that is really cool. So it's really going
So
over.
I can tell you so when we said about giving up motocross
Yeah.
at some point that will come up,
Oh yeah.
the photo on the left
Yes.
is the is probably in about 2007 2008.
Okay. Yeah, because
So
it looks like that you have also quite some jumps in these tracks. But yeah, I've
yeah,
seen.
the two, the middle and the right one, that those tracks have now gone,
Oh, okay.
and but yeah, it's which is a real shame, but it's one of those funny things. Like when we talk about like motocross bikes that you wish you'd have kept,
Yeah.
every single bike in that picture,
Yeah.
I wish I'd have kept.
Yeah. Yeah. There's also a reason why you switched. So yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd if I could find one of the ones, like I say, on the left in the white t-shirt. If I could find one of those now, I'd buy it and put it on the wall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
you have such a good vibe with the bike then.
yeah. I love that bike, but
Uh,
I
is it
stopped riding dirt jumps and went to downhill.
okay? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that was not really a downhill what I see over there.
No, not the one on that is no. That's like that's a line of dirt jumps. That is.
Ah, okay. Oh yeah. You also sent a video. Not sure if that's going to work, but let's have a look over here. And I think I have to press again. Yes.
I can't remember. See, this is where me and you are going to find out whether this is me or somebody else.
I think you're the first or not.
Yes, this is at the local track, Puddletown.
Hey. Yeah.
That trail is called Pixie Dust for anybody who wants to find it on Strava.
Pixie dust. Okay.
Yes.
Nah, it's cool that you have such a video as well. So it
Yeah.
was nice. You have a little bit of feeling how that goes. But I think people who ride these trails, they have a good feeling of that already.
Mm.
To be honest, if you look to any um, GoPro or any action camera ad, you have always these videos of
Yeah.
doing of trails that I'm thinking, well, this is pretty extreme if you are able to do this.
Oh no, you'd fly down that. Honestly, you'd
Yeah.
love that. That is such a cool trail.
Yeah, that is my friend is also saying that for motocross that he's doing more the cycling. He says, "Yeah, you should buy a bike and we can ride together." And I said, "Yeah, but I have a motorcycle. I have another motorcycle, and I need some trailer, and I need maintenance on my bike, and I need to have equipment to do this. And yeah, I cannot spend it all everything. Yeah, that's not possible."
The only reason I ended up with an e-bike is because my wife went, "You've been going on about one for so long now that I'm convinced that you actually want one, so you can have one."
Go away, leave me alone.
Yeah,
Go and do your thing, and I
yeah.
can do my thing. Huh? Hey, um, let's talk about
Motocross.
motocross. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I always like to go back to the origin of motocross,
Hmm.
and yeah. So where did it start for you?
Uh, I can tell you exactly how it started for me. Obviously, I had a little bicycle that I used to pedal around everywhere, and my dad always rode motocross, and I always used to
Okay.
love going to watch him.
So your dad was
Um,
into the motocross already.
yeah, dad was a sponsored trials rider.
Yeah.
Got to expert in trials,
Okay.
and then all of his friends had stopped riding trials and went to motocross, and they were like, "Oh, come and have a go at motocross. It's way harder than trials." So my dad was like, "Yeah, all right." So he went and did his first AMCA, so amateur, and you get so what would be C, B, and A over in America for
Yeah.
the American listeners, but
Yeah.
he did his first C class race, and I think he won it.
Really?
So yeah,
So he has
yeah.
already good
So he
feeling then.
he's he has got what he would call, or what I would call, he's got killer instinct. He
Oh.
he is a real, like, he wants to win. Whereas
Yeah,
I'm
but
just like, I'm happy with a participation prize.
yeah, yeah, but I
So,
would say that if he's doing trial, I mean that's all
yeah,
slow, right?
yeah,
But if you do that already for a long time, you definitely create good balance on a bike, I
yeah.
would say. And he can also he knows what to do if you accelerate because you have that
Yeah,
also a lot, from standing still to whoop,
mm,
going up an object or something.
yeah,
So you have to have a good balance on a trials bike. So if you
yeah. So
then go to motocross, that balance is there. The only big difference for me, I would say, is speed.
yeah,
I mean,
he
can you
he's
handle speed?
yeah, his eye speed was obviously definitely up there, because he was always messing about with cars, so he was always driving quite quickly, and
Ah,
so I
okay.
think he then went from, from C to what would then be, so he went from juniors, which would be C, to seniors, which was B.
Yeah.
He very quickly went from seniors. They held him back for the team event, which he won. He was
Okay.
telling me the other day,
Yeah.
or he won his class in the seniors at the team event, which I think Al King has a similar story
Oh,
in that. Um, that he was held back for the team event to be in the seniors. And then he then went into the experts and continued to sort of, yeah, do well. Uh, but his twin brother always holds over him that he never beat him. So
oh,
it's
that is twin brother. That is of course.
yeah.
Ah,
I think that was, he never beat him when his bike didn't break down. But if his
ah,
bike broke down, then my dad beat him. So, but that doesn't count.
that doesn't count indeed.
No. Whereas my dad would tell you that his twin brother would just ride into him, whereas my dad wouldn't run him off. Whereas my uncle Stu would
Yeah,
give him a bit more of a love tap than he necessarily needed.
exactly. Okay, so he was a little bit more rough. So you
Yeah,
sent me also some photos, I think, of that.
yeah,
Now we're a little bit in the way. Let us remove for a moment. So on the left hand side, I see two times a quad.
yes. So we did both years that I've done Western Beach Race. My dad and I have done the quad race
Oh wow, you did it both. Yeah.
together as a two-man team. Um,
Oh,
so
is that a sort of class or something that you do that at two people?
yeah, you can have a two-man team in the quads at Western.
Ah, cool. Yeah, I can imagine on the beach that is really hard, right?
Yeah,
That
especially on the one in the bottom left, it kept just bottoming out in the sand. So you literally drive, get stuck in a rut.
yeah,
Me being the size I am, it was quite easy for me to pick it out the rut. But I think that year I ended up doing three-quarters of a lap before I bent the steering arm and had to pull back into the pit. And then my dad said to me, "Oh, go back out," and I'm like, "Well, it's just going to bend again." So I then literally walked the track behind him for his next sort of two laps, just digging him out.
yeah, exactly. Because what you're saying in the photo, I can see it's a little bit. The bottom is
Yeah,
close to the floor, and if you then in the sand and you're
Yeah,
yeah, and if you then make a corner, it's like ugh.
yeah. It was the even the fast, like the fast boys that this year, they're still getting stuck, and they've got bigger wheels,
Yeah, because I
and
think
more ground clearance.
the top one has already somewhat larger wheels. It looks like, or
Yes,
not?
yeah, they're on, and the top one's four-wheel drive as well. So
Oh,
if you get stuck, you just lock all the electronic diffs and just steer yourself out of it.
oh, that's cool.
So
Now, so in the middle is your dad on the trial
yes,
motor,
showing his trials expertise.
hanging on the
I,
tree.
I believe this was the moment where he was telling his friend to grab the bike, and his friend said, "No, no, no, I'll get the camera out first."
There you can also see he's laughing like,
Yeah,
you leave me standing here.
yeah.
And then on the right hand,
It's a common thing that in that I've learned in the southwest, that the if you fall off, or
yeah.
you're going to fall off, or you get in a situation, they're going to take a picture of you before they help you.
Oh my gosh. Hey, and then the right hand photo, I clipped a little bit because I did not have enough room, you see.
That's fine.
But there were a lot of bikes here in a row.
Yeah.
So,
So in regards to the family affair, so the Kawasaki, it's now sadly gone.
yeah.
The Kawasaki is my dad's, or
Okay.
was my dad's.
Yeah.
The Suzuki is my dad's best friend,
Oh,
who
yeah.
he, so again, somebody who I grew up around with racing.
Mm-hmm.
The 125 is the next. The Honda is the is a lad who lives down here, who we ride with, who
Yeah, of
again we've
course.
met through the bikes.
Oh,
The 37 was the bike that my dad was riding that day,
exactly.
predominantly, but it's my uncle's bike. And then the next bike along is
Yeah, that's a
my
far
uncle's
away.
500, I think.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah, this is a nice bunch
And
here. I
then I
like
think
it.
you can just see the green number board of my bike in the background.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I had to clip it a little bit off.
Yeah, but yeah, no, the yeah, that it, yeah, for me it was never not going to be, like I say, my uncle, whose bike, two bikes are in that picture. He is my uncle on my mum's side, so
Yeah.
I had motocross racing on both sides of the family, so I was never going to escape it.
Yeah.
Never going to escape it.
Well, that is with quite a number of people that I talk to. They say,
Mm.
"Oh, but I could not escape it."
To tie motocross in, the origin of motocross and the mountain biking together, my dad's biggest frustration was that I could always ride a mountain bike quicker than I could ride a motocross bike,
Okay. Yeah.
and
Is
I don't think that's changed even now.
okay. Nah. Is that so important? Nah, I don't know. Nah. It's not important. I think it's not important. So, obviously, the next question comes up. That was the first bike, and
Mm.
I think you looked it up on the internet, right? Because
Yes,
that's over here. That is
yeah.
a
So yeah, my dad was telling me. I think he was saying to give people the idea of the cost of bikes now versus then. That's a 1995, I think it is.
yeah, could be.
And my dad bought it brand new for me for £590, I think he said.
Whoa. Oh, that. Oh, yeah, it's sort of doable if you think about it. I mean,
Yeah, well,
it
obviously nowadays they're like two and a half to £3,000 for the same. PWs haven't changed.
yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, I also find them very expensive indeed.
mm,
Because I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, what is it
and
then?
we did end up with an older one. I think it was a 1980s one, which was white and red, that we had for a little bit as sort of a spare bike,
Yeah,
or
but
so.
to be honest, was it fun to ride this because you were first driving the bicycle and then go to the bike? Was that a sort
I,
of
I was always very nervous.
right?
This wasn't this will tie into I was supposed to tell this story to Bert at some
Oh,
point
oh,
that there's two defining memories of a PW for me, um,
defining
and
memories.
and and the first one is not so great, and the
Okay.
second one is great. So the first one was my dad had set the throttle on it, so if I twisted it wire tight, it
Yeah,
only sort of just gently crept off and then just built up a bit of speed, and I bobbed around on it,
yeah.
which was
So
this was great.
a quarter, something like
Yeah.
that.
So what he didn't tell me, obviously,
Oh,
being a 5-year-old kid, was that he'd adjusted the throttle so it went a bit faster. Well, of course, if you're
oh,
used to going wire tight to go,
yeah.
I then went wire tight, and of course, it had a lot more poke. So, of course, my head went back, and off I went up the field. And luckily for me, there was a barbed wire fence to catch me.
A barbed wire fence.
Yeah,
No.
but we didn't destroy the golf course, so it was fine.
Yeah, okay.
So,
But
and then
a
my
lot of
second
scratches or what?
I don't really remember. All I remember was being tangled up in a barbed wire fence and being like horrified in the fact that I'd just shot off at a rate of knots with my head back, going like,
Yeah, yeah,
"Oh
yeah, 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 yeah.
no!"
That is of course
uh,
what happens.
and then my second prominent PW memory was my dad set up a track that was like down the road from my nan and granddad, so I knew where it was.
Yeah,
And I'd been to this track and watched my dad race there a few times.
yeah,
But my dad had agreed to set up the track, and I got to ride the track whilst they were setting it up. So I was just going round and round and round all day and absolutely loving life. And I was doing the jumps and I was doing everything that I should do. And it was almost like I think about three, four, five people were saying to my dad, like, "Why doesn't he ride like that all the time?"
mm.
But as soon as you put other kids around me,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just like, nope, I couldn't do it. Could not do it.
Yeah, I think that is also a big difference.
Yeah, I couldn't cope. I couldn't cope with the pressure. It was just,
Because
yeah.
I was listening to the last podcast as well. They were talking about tracks where they, uh, yeah, put all levels of riders together.
Mm.
In some tracks.
Farley is like that.
Yeah,
You know,
my track.
Farley, I've got in my class, I've got riders that would battle with AJ
Yeah, okay.
and then me at the back.
Oh yeah, that fast.
It's it's
Yeah, yeah. That yeah. I've been in different types of tracks. I would say I've been in tracks where they at least split it in, let's say, 20 minutes for the new people, so to say, and then
yeah.
the rest for experience, whatever experience is, but at least and hey,
Oh yeah. Don't worry. Yeah. Come here, you. Look, you come here. Look, you will be. I know. Look, you say no. Look there. Look.
bye bye. What is that?
This is Rose.
This is Rose. Okay.
Go get her then. Go get mommy. So yeah, in the UK they split like in 20-minute segments, but as a general,
Not
yeah,
not every track is doing that.
at the bigger events, it's just a, a, any anybody can pay to enter.
Yeah. Yeah. In an that is then for a race. You mean? All right.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. In a race, I do not know how that works because I've did a few times here, and then most of the time it's just the CCs, and that's
Just
it.
throw that run. my, see, this is more likely to end up on my wife, who's trying so desperately not to end up in the camera that
Oh,
she's
but we don't
trying
see
to
you.
try, try try. We've just had a new sofa. This digresses. So the old sofas are sort of sat in the dining room. So she's tried to squeeze between the wall and the sofa to get back into the lounge, even though there's a door just there that she could have gone through.
Yeah. It's nice. That's easy.
It made me laugh, so I'm quite happy.
Okay. Let's go back to the. So what you said on the small bike without people around, it's okay.
Yeah, right.
But
I think, I think my dad said they did a reverse race when I was a kid.
oh,
So like the slowest rider went off first,
okay.
and then the fastest rider. My dad said for the first lap and a half,
Yeah.
I was flying, and as soon as the first kid came past me,
Then
it was somebody put the parachute out the back and loaded a load of stones in my pocket and everything. I
yeah.
just like yeah.
You hear AJ say that also a lot. Huh? That uh, especially in a race, it is way more mental than it is just driving
Yeah, yeah,
around.
yeah,
And
yeah. It's definitely like I I've got no doubt in my mind that if there's probably quite a few things that my
mhm,
body would it would be more beneficial
mhm,
because of my size and the leverage,
yeah,
and I am just flesh and bone the same as any pro rider is, but
yeah,
I the grey matter up here
yeah,
just doesn't work the same way.
yeah, yeah. I also I'm always sort of disappointed because I drive a lot. I really drive a lot,
Mm.
and then my friend comes along and he's driving, let's say, a longer time. So that is already a difference. But he passes me so easily. I'm like, I'm practicing so long. It still doesn't
Uh,
help.
I like I say, I can. I've been to practice tracks with my friends, and they're like, "I can't keep with you." And then we get to a race meeting, and it's like, "Where they gone?"
Oh yeah,
I just
but then it's
they just
different.
disappear,
Okay, yeah, yeah,
and yeah, it's weird because in my head I'm like, "It's no different." Like,
yeah. Well, that you're trying to tell yourself, or what
yeah,
do you mean?
yeah, it's
It's
I'm
no
like,
different.
it's
It's no
no
different.
different, but
I do not do a lot of races, but I do remember that the first race that I did, and it was just a situation that I bought such a watch, a sports watch, where
mm,
you can monitor your heart rate. And after the race, I looked at the graph, and I saw that at the start, my heart rate was the highest.
oh, okay,
Just doing the start with all the people, same thing. Eh? With
yeah,
you're like, yeah, there's no space, and we're all go to the same corner, like, oh.
yeah, yeah,
But after the first round, then everybody's sort of in his place, and then you can start.
mm,
I would say drive your own flow,
yeah,
and yeah, maybe you get one or two guys around you, and then you ride your own pace. Yeah, and the first
yeah,
guy maybe will lap you, but
yeah,
that's it. At least for me, the case. And I did not do so many races, but I do feel that um, I always end up on the time of my lap time. You
mm,
understand? So if my lap time is on on position 15, I end up on 15. I
yeah.
cannot change something that I go to 13 or to 18. Yeah, maybe if you fall in the beginning or something, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but if you just normally start, and you cannot change that. It's just the other guys just ride with their own speed.
Yeah,
Well, there's sometimes you're very close to another guy, and then you have maybe a 1-2, a 1-2 a few times, but most of the time you cannot escape the speed that you drive, I would say.
yeah,
And
definitely.
and I, for myself, I've never had so much the proof of yeah, that I can be number one. Although everybody wants to be
No,
number one, huh? In their mind, but
yeah. To do the to to quote AJ, to dream impossible. To me, that is, if me getting first place is, that's my impossible,
Yeah, yeah,
but
of course.
it's
But
something to aim for.
well,
But I don't shoot low, if you know what I mean.
oh,
So Mark 24 rides in Junior Elite,
mhm,
and my friends rode in Junior Elite. And in reality, when I started riding with the same club,
yeah.
I could have gone in juniors, which is the class below Junior Elite.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But I rode in the middle of in mid pack
Yeah.
in the Junior Elite.
Okay.
So I always, and having done like the bigger events now at Farley, I don't think I wouldn't put myself in seniors, but I wouldn't be upset if I was in the seniors.
Yeah.
So the B class.
I have to calculate little bit your age from that. Yeah, you're on the where's the transition for you to be in another group? Or
So the junior. So yeah, in the UK, they call juniors,
yeah,
which would be your C class.
yeah.
So junior is your ability, not your age.
Oh, okay. It's not related to age.
So
It's
you go
just
junior, senior, expert.
okay. In that
So, but
that
then
respect.
the
Ah,
the club that Mark and I rode for, they had a junior. Was it Junior Open? I think it was called. So it was
mm-hmm.
Junior Open, Junior Elite. So you Junior Opens were your sort of your novices,
Mm-hmm.
and then your Junior Elites were your not quite a senior, but you knew what you were doing on
Yeah,
track, so
exactly.
you were
Yeah.
safe. So
That in itself is nice. But is there not also at some point in sort of age
yeah, so you can go to vets riding. So 35 years old is your vets class.
35
Well,
already?
yeah,
That's really
35.
early.
There's some classes, some clubs run it at 40 for a vet,
Yeah, exactly.
but
Because that
but
is what I
now
know. 40 over here.
now most of them, certainly Farley vets and Farley World vets
Mm-hmm.
and Farley, not Farley, Hawkstone,
Mm-hmm.
VMXDN, I think their classes for their veteran classes start at 30.
Okay. Yeah, but if you have a guy from 30 or 40, that I think is a big difference, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. The sort of the you do get an over 50s class at them,
Oh, okay. So
so
they
they then
separate that
split
again.
again.
Ah, yeah, okay.
But
Makes sense, to be honest.
yeah, I think
Because
World Vets goes 35, 40, 50, and it has one over 60 class.
whoa, that is cool. I think that then you were already telling me that you have such huge events. We do not have that. So if you have an older rider, he rides, let's say, with all the vet riders, so to say, but he's in his own age league, so to say.
Yes.
So if he's
Yeah.
first in his league, then he's first, so to say. But it's
Yeah.
not first of the whole race. That's
No.
another person, then, so to say. But yeah, in itself, it doesn't really matter. Hey, let's go back to the bikes. So that is this one. That was the question for the bike for 226, and you sent me a photo. And I think we're a little bit in the way. But I see two times, I think, a red motor. And
Yeah.
I think two big pipes. So there's two strokes.
Yeah.
And I guess both Honda or not.
Both Hondas. Yeah. Both the same age, but both have different mods. So the one on the right, it will be my spare,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
one on the left will be my race bike.
Okay, cool. And both 250?
Both 250s and both 1989 CR250s, and both ridden by AJ.
And did he like them?
So the one on the left,
Yeah.
he liked the motor in,
Yeah.
but he liked the handling of the one on the right. But since they're in that picture, the one on the left has had a lot more stuff done to it.
Oh,
I I've got. I think I've got another picture that I've sent you with it side on. Um, and you can see it's got
Oh,
it's got modern 2008 forks on it.
yes.
It's got an Olin shock in it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that makes a
Um,
difference.
it's got an aluminium subframe on it. Uh,
Yeah, so that is then not the same bike anymore then.
no, so it will be. But from when AJ rode it, it was stock.
Okay.
So, but yeah, like I say, now we've basically put the modern. AJ pointed it out in the video. He said they ride quite stink bug.
Oh,
So,
forward.
um, obviously with the modern forks, it just brings it so
More
you can
straight.
then start to adjust the front end because
Mm-hmm.
you've got more scope with it.
Okay.
So, hence the modern front end. But that'll be the bike that I ride at the 2K.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Um, to be honest, I've never driven such a bike. I have to point in that direction. Um,
Oh, you will.
but okay, because I do wonder how they ride indeed. Because a lot of people talk good stuff about these bikes, and yeah, I can only say that that must be the case. Else people are
But
not telling
but
that.
my intention is to bring both to Fradden. So
Okay, now that for me it would be fun to be able to go and
there's
ride
5 days there.
around.
So I'm sure we'll get you on something at some point.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I'm still in doubt what is going to come with me, because so far I did not arrange a bigger trailer, and I cannot bring two bikes. Then I think so. I'm still a little bit like, which bike am I going to bring? Because for easy riding, and I would say the easiest stuff uh, to bring is the electric bike for me. To be honest,
Hmm.
that is just the easiest way. The less easy thing is, of course, I need to charge that thing the whole time.
Yeah,
So yeah, but in 101, I also drove a Stark there during the
yeah,
lesson, and it was okay. I never run out of battery because I could charge it enough. Because
yeah,
you're driving, you're waiting, you're driving, you're waiting. You only have to drive off the track all the time, so to say, to charge your bike. But yeah,
yeah.
in itself, I managed it the whole day over there. So I don't. The only question that I have is, yeah, is the soil way different in Fradden than it is in 101? Because in 101 it's
No, they're
pretty hard.
both quite hard bases.
Yeah,
Both quite sort of you grab the mud and make it into a ball.
yeah, it's good.
It will rut up.
Yeah, okay, no, nice. Um, some other input. Yeah, that brings me to the next question that I think you also started answering already with some photos. So
Mm.
two stroke, four stroke, or electric. And yeah, the funny thing is that I see here three pictures of everything. Yeah, so it's two stroke, four stroke, and electric for you then.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you did drive the two and the four stroke then in your life.
yeah. So when I started back motocross,
Yeah.
I that the one in the middle was my first bike back.
Okay.
Which when you haven't ridden a motocross bike for 15 years,
Yeah.
what you really want is a four-stroke 450 with a four-speed box because
Because
that'll really help you learn well.
yeah, is that so? Why
Yeah,
why do you say that? Because
it was
I've never driven
it
a four stroke in my life.
it it well it taught me healthy respect. But yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
it was hard work. Um,
Yeah, that's what.
previous to that, I think I rode a 125 the year before.
Oh yeah, yeah, that is something
Um,
different, of course.
yeah, and then I got that, and that's probably just at the point that I was starting to get the hang of it.
Ah, okay. No,
Um,
that doesn't look that rubbish, this picture. So
no,
no.
and then from there, I then went to a 350 just because I found the weight just that little bit easier to cope with of the 100cc less.
and it's enough power. That's what you say also
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, more than enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I can
I,
imagine.
I that bike is sat at the back of my mum and dad's garage,
Okay.
um, and I do need to. I need to give it some a bit of love
Love.
and either bring it in the house for it to retire as a showpiece, or
Do you really are you the person that you wanted in your house? Yeah, I'm not that person to be honest, but
I yeah I if I could have a house with really high vaulted ceilings, believe you me, they'd be on the walls.
yeah, but
I
okay, only then. That's
if you look at if you I'm not going to take you on a tour of the house, but if you walk around our house, it's like a shrine to motocross, and there's pictures everywhere. There's
yeah, but
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that, I would say. Hey, but so you said here the four stroke, so you started with that again, but at some point, oh, I have to point in that direction. You went
mm,
back to the two strokes then.
yeah. I
How did that happen? Or
we and again I know because I roughly know the topics that are coming up to jump ahead.
oh, okay,
Having had an accident, I went to the old two strokes
okay,
because I knew the tracks were less what were going to cause the accident.
ah, yeah, in itself,
Um, that sort of backfired in itself, but
hmm.
hence the yeah. But yeah, I just in switching from the four stroke to the two stroke, I've got a lot more. I was a lot more comfortable jumping on
Oh,
the
okay,
two stroke over the
yeah.
four stroke.
The two stroke is
Um,
lighter, of course, right?
it's not just it's more the engine braking in the air that I find
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
difference maker.
yeah,
Which is why I was keen when I spoke to AJ. I was about the Stark.
yeah,
I said I'd be quite keen to actually ride a Stark with zero engine brake because
yeah,
I'm so used to mountain biking
yeah,
that I think it wouldn't it wouldn't upset me to have zero engine braking because it means I could accelerate up to a takeoff
yeah.
and just coast off the
Ghost.
takeoff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, um, that's another story, eh? Because I of course bought the Stark this year, and I also, yeah, had quite some um search for what is the engine brake that I like. I'm also a two-stroke rider, and I
Mm,
always drive 250 cc or 300, something like that.
yeah,
So it's also the amount of engine brake that you have then. And I thought, well, I should bring it as close as possible to what I'm used to. I
yeah,
don't know why, but that is just more that it would be more natural. I
yeah,
think I went a little bit higher, but when I talked to other Stark riders, indeed, at the track, there was a guy also saying, "Oh, I switched it to zero. It's just like my mountain bike," he says. So exactly what you're saying, he was saying to me. He says, "Yeah, I do not understand why I need the engine brake," he says.
yeah.
For me, it makes more sense to,
I would like to try it. There is a plan for Mark 24 and Al
yeah,
for us to go to Moto
Moto
101
101.
and try the Starks out
Yeah,
again.
to be honest, I went to 101. That was for one reason that AJ was there. That was one reason. But the second reason was for me to try the Stark
Yeah,
because I wanted to drive it a whole day to feel if, I mean, it's a very expensive bike. So would I spend that money on that bike really? So you really want to drive it. And yeah, it was for me an opportunity like 101 is for something like that. Because yeah,
100%.
yeah,
I would. I Part of me is going, don't say it, but
yeah.
I would 100% recommend an electric bike to anybody who wanted to get into the sport.
Yeah, that I do feel that. So when I'm at the track, people ask me about this. I do say to a lot of people, I say, especially some young kids, they are like, huh, well, what is electric bike? Whatever, they do not understand it. Um, but I always say to a lot of people, and then maybe a guy from 20 or 30, I say, well, I do feel that the Stark is an old guy bike. It sounds stupid what I say, but I do feel that a lot of old guys buy this bike. Simple as that. It's not everywhere, because last time there was a father coming up to me and he's saying, "Yeah, I was considering buying a Stark for my son, and what is his age? 16." I'm like, okay, and why are you considering that? Yeah, I'm just thinking a little bit. Is a guy of 16 is already my size nowadays. He's a little bit lighter, but he's already my size.
Yeah.
So they can easily ride that bike. I said, yeah. So, and yeah, the first question that everybody asks is, yeah, how long can you drive with the battery? Not long enough. Simple as that. Yeah, that is my answer always.
But the the I think a Stark would outlast most people's fitness, but
That's the point, huh? Yeah.
you have a break and then you go again.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it, and that's where a gas bike is brilliant because you just go, oh yeah, just pour some more in
Yeah, and
and off
you
you go
go.
again.
Yeah, and with this one you have to wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have the experience already, and for my riding speed and skill set, I would say it is perfect. I would make longer session with a gas bike. That I honestly believe that, because I do monitor a little bit how much percent battery I use when I drive. So at yeah, I do not get more out than 40% during one ride. That's a little bit how I work, so to say, because else I have to wait too long to charge it again. Simple as that. Yeah, and yeah, you start with 100%, and the next time maybe you start with 80%, and the next time with 60%. That's a little bit how I do that. Uh, but yeah, it I think it is a really. I said it also to my wife coming home after 10 rides. I said to her, well, I did buy a good bike for myself. I can really focus on finally putting my feet on the pegs in the right way. Because if I'm
yeah,
riding a gas engine, going to the brake, going to the gearbox, going to the brake, going to the gearbox, yeah, my feet are always doing the duck thing again. Yeah, you never get the feeling of how you're supposed to be standing there, so to say, driving. At least that is for me. And um, also, I think also still the fun factor is the same. That doesn't
oh,
really.
you mass like at no point did I sit there and be like, oh, I want an electric bike. Like, just never.
Oh.
The the I don't know how many times that AJ and Jamie probably heard me just go brah,
Yeah, make the sound
just because
yourself.
but yeah, it just just because you're like, oh yeah, it's a, but yeah, it just I yeah, I'm so sold on them, and before that trip, I was like, nah, I'm
Yeah,
not really worried about it, and now I'm like, I really want one,
oh,
I
yeah,
want
okay. So
one.
that, but the thing is, um, you have that at the track. I experienced that a lot, of course. Haters and lovers,
Mm,
and yeah, I still have my two stroke, so I can remember that I took my two stroke uh, also back to the track, and there was a guy coming up that I see every time there, of course. He said, "Ah, finally a good bike," he says to me. I said,
yeah.
"Oh, why do you say that?" Huh?
I
Yeah,
Matt Flood messaged me today because I always like when he was talking. He put a thing up with his 450, and
oh
he's
yeah,
like, "I know it's got too many strokes," and I'm like, "No, I like a four stroke. It's just I much prefer the sound and the smell of a two stroke.
I agree. That
It's
is true. Yeah,
but that's just preference, not. I'm not hard. I'm not dead set on one. I
no,
know which one's my favorite.
yeah, yeah. To be honest, um I never considered a four stroke so much, to be honest. Um, and that has everything to do. I would say that my friend, uh, who I drove a lot with, he had his own motor company, so to say. He sold bikes, he did maintenance on bikes, and he said to me, Christian, do not buy a four-stroke because if it breaks, it will cost you a lot.
Hmm.
And he says,
Yeah, they're not cheap to rebuild.
exactly, keep on riding your two-stroke. That's way cheaper to ride in the long run.
Yeah.
Because if they go the four strokes, and of course they have a completely different engine feel, etc. But I ridden only a few times a four stroke, to be honest. When I was the trip runner, for instance, I rode two stroke, and then a 250 Kawasaki. Now I could not get used to the engine brake, to be honest. That was so stupid
Yeah.
difficult for me. Getting to a corner, you close the gas and you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
You're on the steering wheel. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
what's going
You're not
on?
used to it.
So you have
And
to,
the
yeah.
four and the bigger bore, so the 450s, I find the engine braking's even worse again.
Oh, yeah. Is that so? Yeah, because I've ridden the Honda from AJ and that I could drive easily because
Okay.
somehow that had less engine brake for me.
Yeah, but isn't AJ's a 250?
No, 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 no. Yeah, maybe what he has now, but
Yeah.
what he had in 2023, it was a 450.
Oh,
And
right. Okay. My 450 was quite strong on its engine braking, but my friend's Kawasaki,
yeah,
his 250 was a lot different, but I couldn't get over it because it was just I didn't like revving a bike that much to make it go. I was like, oh, I don't like this.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've ridden a few times now a 250, and yeah, I don't know. I you have to give it a lot of gas, and then it feels like, yeah, I'm not used to where it stops, so to say. So I go,
I might. It's really weird because a 250 has got. I could never ride a 250 hard enough.
yeah,
Like any two stroke, four stroke. I couldn't ride one hard enough. I am not
okay,
good enough to ride that bike at its capability. But a 250 four stroke to me has just always felt gutless. Like
yeah, gutless,
I
yeah,
could. Whereas my little 1252 stroke, that thing has moments where it's still trying to kill me, and it's a
yeah,
125.
exactly. But yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad, but
No.
it is the, let's say, the curve of the engine is so different that it for me it doesn't make
Ha-
sense.
Having ridden a 254 stroke and a Stark Varg, I had those two bikes I've had similar experiences with. E.g., very comfortable, very quickly,
Mhm.
followed by a whoopsie.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that, and but because that is also what I hear. I know a guy at the track. He's really a fast rider. But he rides a 450 Honda as well. I drove that one as well, but it was only a few laps, so I could not get used to it. Um, but he also told me that yeah, he did an oopsie, just the gas
Yeah.
opened too far and then went out of the corner. Eh? And that is a little bit with the 450, I think. Eh? It's only it's 1 second too long, and you're bam, it's going straight, and you cannot make that corner anymore.
I have got, like I said, that 2014 is a, a real monster for power. It was,
No.
I was really surprised at how much it wants to go.
Okay. If you like the podcast, please give the thumbs up. If you're interested in becoming a member of the Moto Academy community, use the link in the description below. More questions will be answered in the next part.